Christian's interview with your host, Kat. Is that right?
Welcome back to Clash Time. I'm Kaz, and I'm here with my favourite superstar, Christian.
How are you?
I'm very well. I'm really happy to be in Italy. Are you?
I am happy to be in Italy, yeah.
Can you say any Italian words?
Not any good ones.
I think you should learn mi scusi.
What's that mean?
It means excuse me.
How do you say it?
Mi scusi.
Mi scusi.
And prego.
What's that mean?
I think it means you're welcome.
Imprego?
Prego.
Prego.
Yeah, I think we should try with the accent though. Prego.
Prego.
Very good.
Right.
Right, I'm going to get down to the stuff now. I saw an incredible match with you at Over the Limit. It was absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, you did lose, which was...
Thanks for bringing that up.
I know, I was on your side that I was like, oh. But it was entertaining and it was incredible. Is the rematch at Capital Punishment what you're most looking forward to?
Yeah, I think that, even though I lost the match at Over the Limit. Over the Limit. Sorry, I'm so confused now with the pay-per-view names. With at Over the Limit, yeah, I was. The match could have gone either way, and it just didn't go in my favor that night. Watched it back, saw a couple things that could have changed. So I think Capital Punishment, is going to even exceed that match. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to becoming a two-time World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, so our fingers and toes are crossed for you. And of course, how much did winning the Heavyweight Championship mean to you? I mean, you only had it for 5 days, which seems kind of mean and unfair. But how far are you willing to go to get it back?
I'll do whatever it takes to get it back. It took me 17 long years to become the World Heavyweight Champion, and when I unhooked the title from the top of that ladder, the night that I won it. Every second every long road that I traveled, every floor that I slept on, every bad payday that I got before I made it to the WWE, and everything I've gone through since I've been to the WWE, scratched and clawed and pulled my way to the top, was worth it at that very second. And there's no limit. There's nothing I won't do to become a two-time World Heavyweight Champion.
Good. We're all glad to hear that then, all your peeps in Europe. Of course, I have to ask, when you did hurt Randy with the Heavyweight Championship, a lot of your peeps started to boo you. How did you feel about that, and what was your reaction?
Well, see, that's the thing, that's confusing to me, and I feel like it's a little bit disrespectful, to be honest with you. The same ones that cheered so loudly when I won the World Heavyweight Championship, the same ones that blew up Twitter and got so upset on Twitter and things like that, saying that I can't believe, that he lost the title after only 5 days, and we're boycotting, we're doing this, we're doing that, they're doing the other thing. But yet these are the same people that voted Randy Orton into the match in the first place. They're the same ones that could have voted for Mark Henry, could have voted for Sheamus, but they didn't. They voted for Randy Orton. And to me, if they were really my peeps, looking back, I think it's disrespectful. And so from now on, I'm not doing this for anybody else but myself. I'm going to be the World Heavyweight Champion. When I win it for me.
Okay. Do you think it would have been easier if you'd had Mark Henry or Sheamus?
I'm not saying it would have been easier, but it would have been different.
I interviewed Edge not long ago after his retirement was announced, and he obviously spoke extremely fondly about the two of you, and I just wanted to know from you, how did you feel when his retirement was announced?
I actually knew a couple days before they announced his retirement. He called me once he got the news and told me, and I knew he was having a little bit of issues with his neck bothering him and things like that, and from his past with his neck surgery from years ago, that he was starting to feel some different things going on. So when he called me, I was shocked to finally hear it. We talked a lot about it. I tried to help him out a little bit with it because he was a little bit upset, obviously. But to look at the big picture, what it boils down to is his last match was at WrestleMania. He walked in as the World Heavyweight Champion in one of the main event matches in front of 72,000 people, and walked out as the World Heavyweight Champion, and that was his last match. If you're going to write an ending to a story, that's probably the best way to end it. So, when I kind of brought that up to him, I think he kind of looked at it a little bit differently.
Yeah, of course, it was an amazing
but then when I saw him come out on Monday Night Raw and announce it, of course it was pretty emotional, and it didn't really sink in until I saw that happen, and then. But it was tough. But you know what? it's better this than him risk serious injury and
I was about to say, of
even
course.
risking paralysis, which is something that nothing is worth that. So
Yeah.
the main thing is that he's going to live a happy, healthy life, and so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I remember him telling me the ins and outs of his injury, and I was like, oh my God, I think me and your mum are quite glad this is over for you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did go out with a bang, and it's the best way that someone could go out.
Exactly.
If you could give me your dream match before you retire, what would it be?
Well, obviously, I would have loved to have wrestled Edge one time for the World Heavyweight Championship, but that would have been my dream match. So, but unfortunately, that will never happen.
Well, sometimes it's best. Sometimes it's best. Are you guys still as close now as you were before? And do you have any news on him?
Yeah, no, he's staying busy. He's been doing a little bit of traveling. He's done a couple episodes of some television shows, recurring characters on a couple of television series in the U.S. So, he's keeping busy, and I'm sure you'll see him back in the WWE at some point in the future. Just not sure when that will be. But I mean, obviously not in a wrestling capacity. He won't ever be able to compete in the ring again. But I'm sure that, it's like I said, at some point he'll come back and say a quick hello or do whatever. And it's not the last time that you'll see him.
Yeah, but that's great because everyone loves him. So it'd be nice to have him around. Which of your matches is the closest to your heart? And this doesn't have to include a winning match, but it could maybe be...
I think winning the World Heavyweight Championship, just because it was from the moment that I started in the business, I said to myself, I'm going to be the World Heavyweight Champion. And it might have seemed far-fetched from a kid growing up in a small town in Canada. And, but I always believed it would happen. And, it did. So I'd have to say that moment was probably the one I'll never forget.
Oh, well, hopefully it'll be repeated.
I will.
Very soon. Which superstar would you have loved to have got in the ring with, but past or present? So it could have been anyone.
I think Ricky Steamboat was always a dream opponent of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah. I always loved watching him perform. He was always so smooth and so good in the ring. And I always thought that our styles would mesh well against each other, and we could probably go out there and put on a classic. So.
Oh, cool. That would have been a very interesting match. That's it from me and the lovely Christian. Stay tuned because we'll have a second part for you.
Benvenuto in Italia, fatti una vacanza al mare. In Italia, meglio non farsi operare. In Italia e non andare all'ospedale. In Italia, la bella vita.
I'm checking out the Italian culture this week, but let's find out what's happening this week in the WWE.
Are you coming? Come on, jump in.